This is the time of year when the temperatures are starting to drop and people are thinking about making their holiday foods in the next month. Growing up in Michigan, I remember my mother leaving food out on the back porch. She said it was chillier in there than it was in the refrigerator. Really? Now I'm a registered dietitian, all grown up. I'm a little bit obsessed with food safety. We're going in to check out to see if refrigerators are healthy for you this holiday season. This episode is sponsored by the American Dietetic Association and HomeFoodSafety.org website, where you can get information on how to keep your kitchen safe and healthy. Now let's take a look at a refrigerator to see how healthy it should be. The first rule of thumb is the temperature. You may know that between 40 and 140 degrees is the breeding ground for bacteria, so our refrigerator should be less than 40 degrees. With that said, you can keep foods longer if it is kept less than 40. Now with meats, I keep meats right in the bottom of the fridge. I took this ground turkey out this morning, so if anything drips from the turkey, it's not going to drip on anything else and contaminate it. With dairy products and eggs, you want to keep those in the middle to the back of the refrigerator where it is the coolest. We don't keep those in the door. My kids will get water a couple times a day with the filter water, and these hang out longer than I would like. So I only keep acidic foods like mustard, lemonade, dried fruit. Those will last pretty well in the refrigerator door. With leftovers, it's a great idea to keep them labeled what it is and when to use by, so your family knows, oh, I have until Friday to eat this soup. Also, with vegetables and fruits, keep them more at eye level, and then kids and family members are more likely to eat them. Let's go down to the freezer now, which should be less than 0 degrees. And the main thing about the freezer is that it's a great idea to label again, because things take on different characteristics when they're frozen. So if you know that this is chicken vegetable soup, maybe use it by within 3 to 6 months usually, then you won't waste anything. The other thing that I like to keep is baking soda in the freezer. That will pick up any odors. We've been known to have bait in our freezer for fishing, and that really can carry over to other foods. So the baking soda will help to keep that not cross-contaminated with the odor. So if you have a spill, how long should you leave it there? Well, the answer is you want to wipe things up pretty quickly so that, again, you're not cross-contaminating to anything else. Good idea to maybe use a vinegar and water wash once a month. Wipe it down to see if there's any germs or mold growing in your refrigerator. To really know if there are germs in refrigerators, you can get a UV light. This is great because we're going to turn off all the lights and see if I missed anything with the last cleaning that I did. You scan the refrigerator with the UV light, and so far this is looking pretty clean. We're looking for little specks of growth. Just the sticker on the turkey is lighting up. Okay, there's a little bit of something that is underneath the water filter. Children are touching all the time. Pretty good, actually. I don't see anything that is lighting up. Let's go in the back. Look at all that. Nothing. Looks great. No extra spots. This refrigerator looks pretty clean. Now let's go into some other refrigerators and see what we can find. So I'm at a lovely retired couple's home, and I was asked to inspect their refrigerator to see if they can prevent any illnesses from foods. So I brought my mold stick. We're going to see if there's any mold. The first thing we want to do, I like to check to see if there's any mold like on the inside of the refrigerator, right where a lot of moisture gets in, and the handle. So we'll put this back in and shake it. But when you look in the inside here, you can see that it looks pretty good, that you're keeping most of your dairy products in the back of the refrigerator. Some things that would be considered highly perishable should actually go in this part of the refrigerator, because we know from opening and closing the refrigerator door that it can be this one for sure. And then also you want to check dates. If it's a best by or used by, really honor those dates. So you want to make sure that those are okay. I would just keep those in that part of the refrigerator, and actually the juice could stay in the door because it has more acid in it. There aren't any meats thawing in here. Something that if there are more than one person living in the house, you'd want to label this to make sure that everybody knows when it is safe to eat by, usually about 3 to 5 days. But generally, looks pretty good, just keeping all the dairy products in the back of the refrigerator. Let's go in the freezer. The freezer, you want to make sure that it's pretty well packed, because then you won't have too much freezer burn from other foods that are thawing. Totally impressed with that. Dating, so you know how long something is in there, and you know what it is, so that you can, this one has a date on it obviously, so you can see when to use it by. Again, usually within 3 to 6 months. Now, we're going to go back to the mold test and see how it is, and if it is green, then it looks like it's good to go. So this refrigerator actually is passing the test today. So the last test is going to be the UV light. We're going to look inside the refrigerator to see if it passes the final test of no dirt, bacteria, or germs. Let's go in. One little speck there, a little bit on the top here, but not too bad. Let's see. Ew! Look at that. Look at that. What is that? Near the spam.
See it? You can't see it with the...
You can right there. Right there. See that?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. We're going from senior citizens to college students. Let's see if there are any differences between the types of refrigerators, the food inside. Let's go in. Okay. Feels pretty cool. Actually, the temperature is in the low 50s, so less than 40 is the goal, and I'm actually going to turn the refrigerator a little bit cooler. Here's what I look for. Anytime there's raw meat in the refrigerator and it's thawing, what if meat juices drip on your banana and then you eat the banana, you know what I'm saying? So I would just move like the eggs and the veggies up here. That's it. The other thing, and I'm leaving you a pack of labels, is all of these things. Is this made recently?
Yeah, I think it was yesterday, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? So maybe date it, and then you can have a use by date. Oh, let's eat this by Monday. Most leftovers last 3 to 5 days in the refrigerator. So some nice sauteed onions were made last week? I have no idea, right. Okay, so you just want to label that so you know. And if you're doubting, then you can pitch it. The other thing are these, all your dairy products, you want to put in the back of the fridge, because every time you open the door, you're losing cool air. So it just means that these will not last as long in the door as if they're in the back of the fridge. So that's it. All right. Okay. Next, I'm going to do the UV test on the refrigerator. We're going to see if there's any bacteria growing in there, and I'm actually going to do a little bit of a mold swab right there.
We don't use that anyway.
Just a little bit on the sides. Not bad, guys. A little bit on the bottom. See the drips on the bottom? You just want to wipe that down like once a month with like a vinegar and water. See the spots on the side? The whole point of this is because we're getting into the holidays and people are cooking for their families, and everybody thinks, oh, restaurants are what make us sick, but actually a lot of it's in the home. Shake it, and if it turns green, then it's means that it's clean. Purple means that there's a little bit more bacteria going. What did we learn today by looking in people's refrigerators? First of all, not everybody wanted me to look at the refrigerator, which was somewhat surprising and somewhat not surprising, because I did find a little bit of mold and bacteria. But I also saw that there weren't a lot of leftovers. People are eating out way too much. But you can go to homefoodsafety.org, which is what I encourage my neighbor to do, to check out what the shelf life of your leftovers should be. The other thing that was very common in all the refrigerators I looked at was the temperature was not set correctly. 40 degrees or less is that magic number. Get yourself a thermometer or set it to the coldest setting. I'm Sarah. Please go to Sarah RD TV for show notes. Thank you.
Hey, I had something for you. I'm in the car. I'm like 2 minutes away from your house, and I had forgotten that Sarah had asked me to take some refrigerator video or something like that. And I can be there in like 2 minutes. I'm in the car. So I know she wanted me to take that, and I had forgotten all about it. So I have all my camera equipment and stuff with me.
You know, this is sort of like not a great time. I hate to do that, but
Yeah. It's not a big deal. I can be there in about a minute or so. I'm like right around the corner.
Oh, do you think we could do it like another time, or?
Well, do you need like 20 minutes or so?
So I really would rather not tonight.
I'm just kidding, man.
Oh.